Alright. It's video games. Shall we get going? Give me 1 second. Hey, Gollum. Yeah, I'm sorry. That term is blocked. I banned it. It's time, gamers, to continue the story because we were doing some story yesterday. I actually took a little bit of time earlier to go through Dawncloud and collect everything, as well as get all the nymphs and get or at least do most of the lions in this place. I think I did all the lions in this place and all the lions in this place. The toilet word? Yep. But I kind of wanted to continue going through this because this was a cool place and we didn't really get to explore it yesterday. Now this was before server reset, so that means that any enemies that we killed yesterday will have respawned, like these ones over here. Now this is clearly where we need to go. However, Pollux, who died young, you were meant to unfurl your wings of bones and the stench of death to the city-states. Yet now you rest in peaceful slumber, your bones covered in moss like a forgotten whale. So there's a dead dragon here. There's a butterfly over there as well. I'm a little lazy to fight these, so I'm just gonna do this real quick.
Stream 4.
I have to go around. Excuse me. Alright, Gollum, you wanna see something cool in just a moment? One spoke of, some believe them to be final obsession of the deceased. Have you ever thought about your own epitaph? I've gone offline. Interesting take. So, first of all, ball. So we're going to have to shine a light on that later, I reckon. Let's focus on other tasks for now. Game, are you for real? Anyway, Gollum, check this out.
Emerge from your cocoon.
Sick ass dragon.
I only wish that death may protect us.
They added summoners. Or that they've added like summoner characters to Starro. And the newest DPS summons a fucking undead dragon. Which is sick.
Allow me to see you.
Now, I really hope I didn't fumble that. I did fumble it. I fumbled it. Oh. Not the self. Do not the tree alt. We don't necessarily want to take a whole swipe, do we? And there goes Locha, Gigachad.
I shall remember this warmth.
Eternal sleep is not the end.
How's the Elden Ring playthrough going, by the way? Because I just watched the clip from the you beating a boar guy. I was a little
That which is
busy
ceased
doing
must
this
be
yesterday.
repaid. I underestimated you.
Awesome. I mean, I'm gonna admit one thing. You are like so much better at Elden Ring than I'll ever be. I was never good at that game. It's cool that they actually made this attack somewhat threatening. Instead of just like a pushover.
Time to settle your accounts. Receive
Get this
divinity.
charged for later.
Life is not as fresh. Sleep now.
Meteoremia today. I've got Mesmer, Lion Squid, all rounded up for next week. Save the best for last. Hell yeah. Now, seemingly, this is a path. But also, evidently, it is not, because it's not on the map. No, it's not a path, because this is not the type of slope that they would make characters in this game to walk on. Let's just,
Let's wait.
do that. Why not? Now, always on the look for butterflies, or in this place they're like beetles or something. I want those collectibles done. Thanks for the Elden Ring compliments. Well, it's a fact.
This place is so spacious. Is this the kingdom's vault?
It's a puzzle room.
That's fine and all, but we need to lay down some rules. We're not gonna return to the past to steal things. Do we need to enter that doorway to climb even higher? There seems to be...
But how should we get up there?
As for a little lore related to this place, we are currently in a town that has been flooded by the River of Souls, which is basically the river that carries the dead to the underworld. And we're here to try to find the God of Death.
The path is blocked yet again.
Oryx's aid always appears in times like this. How convenient.
And yes, we can time travel. Now, probably for the simplicity of this puzzle, I'll be bringing out the good old exploration character, where we can just do that to get combat over with. That means we don't have to go through the loading time, and we can just keep to... we can keep to doing the puzzle. I mean, if we do go into combat, the team's pretty decent. I need to properly sit down and rebuild some of my characters,
There's even a platform lift over there.
because I'm not quite happy with some of their stats as of right now. Okay, that's convenient that we have that broken already. However, it seems that this over here is inaccessible to us in this timeline. Yeah. It's not in the other one, though. It's weird how we can... I guess we are now the Titan of Time, right? Or at least undergoing the trial of time? Long story short, by the way, Golem, we are canonically dead. We're just a bunch of walking memories, because we died. But, I don't know, that was not real, that didn't happen or something. There's a chest right there. I love the sound effect on this. Alright, here we go. Here's the rune, and now we get to travel around a little bit. So this is basically, we can, for a small zone around us, that turns into the other timeline. So you can see how all this furniture that was basically phasing in. Why is miracle in quotation marks? Because anything going on here is not real. We are supposed to be on a planet, perform a miracle. So it's basically, the theory so far is that this is all not real. We are basically in an illusion of a world. And the miracle, we don't necessarily know what it is. It just is, you know. We can time travel. But also, we can't? It's complicated. Oh, would you look at that puzzle? Okay, so we have 8 moves. On 8, we need to end up over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I stupid? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I unable to count? I'm unable. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's designed in such a way that you can't just hop the stairs multiple times to skip some turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that doesn't work. How about I just start counting from this? So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I need 8 moves. This distance, can it be increased? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's symmetrical. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, fuck it. I'm just gonna walk the path. I can't be bothered to count this anymore. Nope. Never mind. It was 1 too short. Actually, we just need the ghost to stand on it for 1 turn. So after this, the ghost will trace these 8 moves, right? Now I have a silly idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means we have 2 steps on it. Which is 5 and 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can make that. That's the solution. I'm just a little dense. I should have thought about that earlier. I think this is such a cool mechanic, because this beacon following you around thing is new. I can't wait for them to hide some collectibles in this mode. Let's go down the stairs. That teleport node is in the other world. That chest is inaccessible to us. This one isn't. I have the feeling we might need to return to the zone later.
Wait, what if the miracle suddenly loses its effect?
Mem, do you really want me to answer that?
You plummet to your death. Oh, my little piggy. Oh, little bro. Look. I don't think they thought about that. See, fella, I'm gonna look for collectibles. There's a bug right there. Haha, found a chest. I swear, Cypher's gonna be around and just be like, well, what will we have here? Alright, the spooky ghost isn't real. Alright. Now, here's the hot take, right? That right there is the story progression, but this is way more fun. And now, we're on the other side. And we can access this facility. Side quests. Well, we're in the middle of a puzzle room, you know? There we go. And now... we can turn that. I got the prompt to turn it around. Hidden passage to the top. Hidden passage to down below. So this is blocked off. But we have the power of time travel on our side. Man, I love the environment design in Amphoreus. It's so cool. Like with all the ruins everywhere. And then the background music's like good and ominous, and then we have like tendrils of bone coming out of the ground. The music slaps, the visual design slaps. There we go.
Life is a puzzle in and of itself.
Alright, so we have access to another miracle. A little chest that I'm gonna crank open real quick. So, miracle over here. We have a rune over there. And then a flooded zone, which...
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
this is guaranteed. Yep. And suddenly, because it didn't used to be flooded, it's no longer flooded.
This is what exploring the cosmos is all about.
Alright, I'll take that. I'll take that. Now, for the miracle. Titan King.
The gleam of old
I wouldn't imagine... because I thought these were Nikador's Titan King.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
I wouldn't imagine those to be present here. Oh yeah, see, the problem I have with Nikador is that he's not in enough content such that I can continuously beat him up. Because he's a fight. I really enjoy his fight. His music's so good. Got ya.
Stream 4. The gleam of light blades.
I love how, like, this entire area is just fully modeled out, even if most of it you just can't explore, because, you know, you can look at it. But I think that was all there was to find in this puzzle room. Because we've explored the top floor. Man, Oryx's voice acting is so cool. Just a shame that she's, you know, dead. Let us venture backwards. Who's that little goober you've got following around? He's my sleepy little guy. Hold on, give me a second. He's a little eepy. Hold on. Look at him go. He's a little guy. Oh, I woke him up. Whimsical specimen, indeed. Well, now you're alive, huh, pleb? Don't know what to say, do you? I'm channeling the fucking past with me, brother. Why did that clear?
Let's wait.
Oh, well, whatever.
Stay back. Don't come any closer. Don't come near me.
Why does he look so panicked? Or is he actually scared of his own extraordinary power?
Damn. Let me find him.
No need to be alarmed. We're just passing by the area. See?
You have a point. Although, while this might once have been the royal vault, it's since been plundered empty. So please go away right this instant.
You've misunderstood us. We simply heard your shouts as we were passing by, then decided to come over to find out what happened.
My goodness. Did I really yell out loud? How rude of me. I'm
This
sorry
guy's
to
dead, he's a
apologize.
ghost.
I merely saw a warrior. While that spirit didn't harm me, his blows really packed a hefty punch.
A warrior? Could it be?
Wait a minute. You seem to be quite different from him. Are you actually alive? How can you walk around here while alive?
It's a long story. We're here to seek an audience with Thanatos.
Thanatos? Who's that?
Is it possible that he's also living in the era before death descended?
Death. Could it be that you are here to defeat the evil dragon Pollux?
Pollux. Is that the embodiment of No. Death?
According to the warriors under the
Title in small text above his name in the dialogue.
The dragon has been dead for quite a while. The curse that condemns people to death didn't originate from it. But they saw a girl within the dragon's embrace, and she is the true Reaper.
Polixia.
Pray tell, where is that girl right now?
I've heard that the Queen spared no effort in bringing her back to the castle. Her Majesty intends to control all of Amphorius with his unprecedented power.
That's gonna go very
If
wrong.
this rumor is true, well, no one knows.
Pretty certain that the
You
Reaper
have
girl
my
is
thanks for
Pelixia,
the
though.
invaluable insight that you've given us. Please treat this touch as a token of my gratitude.
You... Are you... Thank you.
Her touch is able to relieve
This is his.
people of life, aka just make them die. It's an insta-kill button. To have people die. The problem is that she's incredibly fucking lonely because of it. Because she's like the envoy of death or something. But she can't even give someone a hug. You weren't here yesterday, Gollum, but one of the trailers they actually put in the game, one person's dying wish was to be able to hug her. Just to have her not be that lonely, which I think made the loneliness worse for Castris because, you know, the fucking person evaporated in her arms. It was not great. It was really sad.
Then you granted him death. That isn't like you. You would have refused even if I commanded you to do so.
I don't know. I did it out of sympathy, believing that I wouldn't be racked with agony, but I am still in a state of turmoil.
Sympathy? Sympathy for that youth who triumphed in every battle?
That young man was favored by Talantin, who taught him a move that will defeat any mortal enemy with a single blow and emerge victorious every time. He could rely on that move to always achieve victory during Era Chrysia. However, now that death has descended upon the mortal realm, that divine swordplay also means he can send others to death at will. In other words,
You feel that he's similar to you?
yes. Since he can never be inferior to others in martial combat, death would be the inevitable outcome every time he strikes.
Damn,
That's why he
okay.
approached me and pleaded. Pleaded for me to put an end to all of this.
You are perhaps feeling lost from making your peace with death in so abrupt a manner.
So the TLDR is Castris used to live with a sect of religious people that worship death, that actually would rather embrace it, that see it as a form of relief once they reach low points, that don't mind executing prisoners. And Castris, of course, was able to very efficiently knock people out permanently.
Have not made peace with death. I've seen the people of Idonia stand tall and proud in the face of death. Even before the fated finale arrived, they were already content with the lives that they'd lived. They had such proud expressions. Expressions that made me believe death would be an insult to these mortals if the concept is truly a power that a god had carelessly cast down upon the world. Perhaps death's authority was never meant to exist in this world. Just like how I shouldn't exist.
I won't refute your beliefs for now, but would you be interested in listening to a story of mine? It's a fairy tale from foreign lands, Told by the person who brought you to me in that ice field long ago.
Man, story games is such a banger.
A tale told by the Queen of Styxia.
Damn, okay.
Wait a minute. That means the girl born in the dragon's embrace, the personification of death these souls talked about. That's you, Cass?
I've already had an inkling for a while now. But I honestly have no memories of Styxia. My memories only begin after Amunet brought me to Idonia.
Yeah, but we can, you know, go into your brain because we're based like that. We can do the time magic stuff.
Don't look back. Keep moving forward. Always.
It's yet another eulogistic butterfly. Are we getting closer to the Netherrealm?
Bug. Rocket launch. Hold on. Rocket launcher. We're playing whack-a-mole, huh? Bug. Yeah, these are little collectibles, and when you get all of them from a map, you get rewards. You're looking for this resource. Alright, let's see. What are you guys cooking here?
Just shut up. Even if that girl is evil, there's no reason for you to absolve that monster. It was the both of them, who trapped us in this crevice between life and death.
Yep.
Don't be scared.
They haven't noticed it as all. As at all. My first, like the first thought in my brain would be to yell at them. What am I gonna do? They're ghosts. Their hand is just gonna go wee through me. Chest, money. I ate it all. More money. Time for the spear. Nab. No, you can't go up a piece in the map that I literally can't traverse. A rumble from the distance. That's too far up. Stop it.
Living ones?
Alright, you two.
Emerge from your cocoon.
That which is seized must be repaid.
I only wish that death may protect us.
Watch my moves closely. Is it coming?
You too will soon head to the Netherrealm. Please, wait here. Life is not as fragile. I grant you this, as you wish.
Alright, 1 second. My dog walked into my room. Damn, what the fuck?
This flower, blue.
Embrace new life, Pollux.
Does this lone guy deserve this death? Actually, hold on.
Underestimating us will
Look
cost
how
you.
cool this battlefield looks. Ignore like the Trevi zone and the Locha zone. Just look at the flowers and look at the moon. Where are the 3 of the tiny girl? Actually, it's just 2 left now. One of them died last patch. I mean, look, okay, let's explain. Would you look at that?
May
Another one
wandering
blocked.
souls find their own way.
Another advertisement bot. Okay, so Trevi is
Let's wait.
is the demigod of passages. Basically, when they inherited the power of the god of passages, their soul and body split into 1,000. Whenever they use their power, they slowly exhaust the life force of those copies until they die. There are only 3 left. What does being God of the Passages entail? You get to play Portal 2, but on steroids. Instead of a co-op mode with 2 guys, you have 1,000 little gals sharing telepathic connection. And then instead of like needing to see where the portal go, you can just open it to wherever. Or is there 2 now? In 2.1, Trian dies. She sacrifices herself to protect the others. So if you were to look at the splash art, then unfortunately big evil swordsman guy killed one of them. Thanks for letting me right. Honestly, so I wonder who I think is cooler so far. You have Castris, which is the embodiment of death on Amphorius, but we also have Acheron, who is, you know, the Acheron of the River of the Dead, in not just Amphorius, but straight up just everywhere. And she's so depressed she's trying to kill the god of depression, and the depression wipes her memories. Also, why do I have speed boosts on her when I'm running Sparkle? Why am I running a Scholar set? I thought I was running... Am I not... Is my Thirda without relics right now? Huh. To think that I accidentally used this Thirda build. Peculiar. When's the hot tub stream? Well, that's never gonna happen. Let's see, so the highest... My Acheron build really could use some proper juice. Yeah, there's a lot of bogus. This could be significantly better, like it's 2 rolls into defense. Should I physically assault her? Maybe don't do that.
Oh, could you be the scions of Styxia? Did you hear about the great work that I'm doing here? And have thus arrived to give me the last material that I need for transmutation?
Too late.
Great work?
Have you heard of the great name of Pollux, perchance?
You don't have to describe it like that, mister.
The pilot's right there. violence is never the answer. It's the question. The answer is yes.
Then that's good. During the age of myth, a time likely before your birth, I was the unsurpassed zenith of alchemy that none could reach. On the shoals of the River of Souls, I shall make Pollux soar again and bring death back to the world.
But didn't that dragon already bring death to the world?
Oh, looks like you don't know the whole picture. Well, it's true that the missing girl can grant death to mortals. Pollux, the one who delivered her onto this world, makes it so that humankind cannot die.
Do you fear death? Hell no.
So, it's just as I feared. This is my guess. The deceased are supposed to drift down the River of Souls until they reach the end of the West Winds. But this River of Souls was blocked by Pollux's fall.
To Elden Ring
That's
code?
right.
Space.
That's why it's imperative that I bring the dragon back to the mortal realm and make it soar the skies again. I have long since prepared my alchemical matrix in the tower. Although, I am still missing the most crucial material of all. That final ingredient.
Sometimes I try to steal a
final
phone from mod
sacrifice
privileges.
is none other than the girl who lives out her days with death.
Huh? What's going on? You didn't touch him, did you?
I know that I am no longer capable of carrying out that task.
This.
We had been inebriated in Fagusa's feast too long before we began to seek divine bestowed death, so that we could be freed from the whims of fate. However, that brought doom
Ja, he is.
upon us.
Collins based. Wanneer je gonna learn English? Dat is een goede vraag. Dat weet ik ook niet zeker. Facey's just
We
doing
encounter
stuff
a
again.
monster that cut off the River of Souls. That detestable dragon Pollux denied all the dead from the gates of the Nether Realm. Unable to rest in peace, these departed spirits engulfed Styxia like a roaring tide. As a result, my city and its people no longer exist.
Okay, that's it. Someone's about to get a beating.
That child is the only person whom I managed to save. Born within the evil dragon's abdomen, she has possessed the talent of death.
Unfortunately, that's not a thing you can do on
She must
Twitch.
have been granted to us by the gods as a chance for us to atone for our sins. Please, you must nurture her to adulthood
Ah, that works.
and prevent her from experiencing all of the suffering that
I'm
we
above the
went
law.
through.
I promise that I will care for her as a mother. That I will protect her from the evils of death.
My Fagusa above, thank you for your kindness. As her mother, please bless this child with a name. Before I am swept away by the River of Souls, please let me know how I should address her in my next life.
Facey, have you ever heard of the Turing test?
A transient raven butterfly. A fleeting papilio castor. Perches on the twig of death. Castorus. That shall be her name.
That's where my name comes from?
The sound's back. What is making that ruckus?
Clearly, that's Pollux.
Living ones, don't waste your time bickering. The Netherrealm's wrath is falling upon you.
Black Tide creations. When did they... Mister, please fight them with caution.
Be careful not to suffer the same fate as those Black Tide creatures!
How does he know about the Black Tide?
Everyone, hide behind me!
Alright, let's cook. We bring this up.
Life is not as fragile as butterfly wings. I grant you this, as you wish.
3 waves? Okay. What, we should be getting about 8% charge per? So we can summon you?
Embrace new life, Pollux.
That animation will never not be cool. 1 breath, 1 swipe, I think. Yeah, that's good enough.
There's so many of them. How are we holding up?
Restore some to the dragon. That should be enough for 3 breaths. Especially with Lord Sheffield up still. We should be able to get the dragon up very quickly. Even if it's just gonna last 1 turn. We don't need enhanced caster skill here, right? Nah, we'll be fine. This might make the guy explode,
May protect us.
which would be convenient. It did.
Our souls.
Is that my Demos? Brother, I was gonna kill people.
You?
Lord Mighty? Lord Mighty. You've been through some tough battles once again.
Moderating 101.
That black tide is endless. My death is only temporary. I will find my path of return and go back to the world of the living and continue my protection.
Lord Mighty, I have always wanted to... Why does death reject you?
I'm the one resisting it. I must resist the temptation to go with the flow. I'll go against the current and kill my way out of this cursed nether realm. That is my destiny.
It seems like he's completely focused on resisting the temptation of the dead, so it seems his battle... Lord Mighty, are you willing to... We're headed for the Matrix inside that tower. To some...
The Matos challenge.
Go on, yeah.
If we can work together and defeat them, you won't have to be troubled by the curse of immortality any longer.
Let's go together, Castoris. Let the person
My
who's
neural
pushed
activation.
against death countless times. God,
Cass, are you sure?
Rather than standing still...
Sorry, I'm
taking
skipping
action
through a
is
little too
by
fast.
far the better option. Perhaps fate might take pity on us today and show some compassion.
Okay, so... Wait, that's on this floor? This right here is definitely meant to be impossible to access. However... Oh no, that's a little bit further up. Never mind. That's the corruption wall from over here. Can we agree, by the way, that this... One second. Is there even a keybind for the camera? Maybe. Can we agree that this doesn't look real? This does not look... Oh, maybe there's some pan to be found in here. It looks like circuitry almost. This is why I kind of believe that this is like fake. It's corrupted data, not, you know, like it has to be like corrupted data in a simulation. Then no. Am I tunnel visioning? Here we go. You spin it to win it. They want us to go up there, but I am built different. I'm also a little tired, but you know, we're just gonna see how far we can get today because I don't know how much time I'll have this week. Exams on Monday and Tuesday, and I really gotta prepare for them. Get this out of here then real quick. The fact that we can so easily purify that astonishes me. That was a little too simple. Actually, have I been trashing my garbage relics? These are not garbage relics. Here we go. Smart discard. No. And there's a bunch of 5-star relics that I've gotten. Yeah, but why did they change? Oh, that's... okay. And then from player data you can take... Alright. But I can handle most of my relic management manually. Bug. Damn, okay. Oh shit, what the hell? I didn't see that earlier. Wait, no! I wanted to interact with it one more time to get a screenshot so I can use it in my fucking wallpaper. No, this is so sad. Good. But the fucking Crimson Moon like that, that is... They cooked with this skybox. They really cooked with this skybox. Didn't even bother to save it. I can always come back here. I love how destroyed everything is.
I'm familiar with this kind of mechanism, but I've never repaired.
If I was more powerful, I would be able to carry one person. The Rune of Recollection. Oh, could it be in that collapsed town? It's still up to me to step. Just shout
Alright.
for me when you need. Got it. Just leave it.
Okay, so Mem is just based like that, huh?
Mem did it.
The pink squirrel is very smart.
The miracle's
Squirrel.
range is limited. Please come a little closer.
Aren't I a good fit for Ornyx's priest?
Of course. You're the most competent priest ever.
Now, is there loot to be found? No, only cock blocking. Yeah, what's her? Well said, Mara. He's a little more base when he's like actually present, like in the brain. Thank you.
The alchemical matrix should be behind this door.
Let's wait.
Trian.
Is that?
Looks good.
I don't like that. I'm sorry, but I can't be mistaken making this. This is a dead end, right? I mean, this entire area was unexplored, but we couldn't reach it earlier. Probably because it's post-story. Looks like... No, this is probably not explorable. This area down here probably is, though, because it has a dead end. Open-ended. Same with this doorway. Alright. Sorry, but this is giving me kind of vibes. Let's see, do we win the gamble? Well, that's kind of funny. Well.
No matter how cold the other side
Hold
is,
on.
there will still be the scent of flowers.
I gotta go send that to one of my friends real quick. Hold on. One of my friends, he was really pissed. Let's see, here's my OBS recordings folder. Let me see if I can find the clip. Should be somewhere over here, no? Sort by date. And then this is from today, so this is... Did I not bind a keybind? I don't think I have a keybind for my... Are you for real? I don't have a keybind for my replay buffer. Or I didn't have one yet. Let me very quickly create the clip then. Highlight. Alright, let's cook for a second. Let's do this before we go do something else. So it could somewhere over here, I think. Yeah, definitely. So we set the segment start here. I think it's a little further ahead. Probably because it's post-store. This is where the segment begins. Alright. Sorry, but this is giving me kind of vibes. Let's see, do we win the gamble? Well, that's kind of funny. Oh. Alright, end segment here. Then this is the highlight. And then I guess that's just it, isn't it? I can't be bothered to really. I don't think I have many highlights here, but I'm trying to find... No, I don't care about this. It might just take a moment. What the fuck is all this nonsense? Hello? Just like... Can't ever look away. It's really funny. Let's see, highlight. This is indeed kind of funny. Where is it? Share. Hold on, Ecto, so you don't miss out. All right. This is what happened. Sorry, but this is giving me kind of vibes. Let's see, do we win the gamble? Well, that's kind of funny. Sure was. Well.
No matter how cold the other side is.
Hold on. And then I send the message to my friend. I've already shared the Twitch clip with him. Yeah, that just happened. Well, it's moderately likely we might get E2 before the end of before Castris disappears, because I'm gonna skip on Anaxa. I'm most likely skipping on Hyacinth too, because I don't really care. And then Cypher might be interesting. But, you know, that's a couple of characters. Anyways, Ecto, we met my day. I don't know if you were there. We've walked up a bunch of chains, and now suddenly Trian's right here.
Wow, there are so many of you! It's little Cass and little Grape. Oh, there's also little D and the big puppy! Trian? Aren't you... Get what? I'm getting even more confused.
Yeah, this is the third girl that died.
The first time I've encountered a deceased friend while going upstream in the River of Souls.
Hold on.
Works like this.
Listen to the music for a moment. Holy fuck, this is a good track. What the heebie-jeebies? Damn it, I could chill to this for hours. I'm gonna chill to this for hours. I'm gonna chill to this for hours. I swear, man, I'm gonna study tomorrow. I'm gonna play this on repeat. If I can find it. Yeah, it's great ambience. Alright, so I have permission from my friend to share the DM, right? So I send them this screenshot, like Lamfao. So we both pulled our cast resist together with our original poll, so we both whiffed like immensely. It's disgusting. I swear if I felt the 50-50, I'm gonna break something. This is one of my friends. He's not in the Discord. Let me send him an invite. Maybe he's down to join. Alright, okay. I love this ambient music, dude. I don't really want to continue. The ambient music's so good. We really gotta continue, don't we? Let's just continue.
Just like the other departed spirits we've encountered along the way, I'm also unable to sense the aura of the living on Lady Trian.
You could listen back to it later. I believe in you. Probably.
Yup, you're right. Trian already knows that she'll not be able to return to everyone's side. But Trian believed that little Cass would eventually return to the Netherrealm. So, Trian has been standing here, at this spot closest to the world of the living, and waiting for little Cass.
Oh. It must have been very tough for you.
But according to what Trian said, we're almost at the entrance of the Netherrealm. Trian promised Trevi and Trinan that when little Cass got here, Trian would get the gift ready and be the first person to run over and welcome you. So, little Cass, don't cry. Please.
Oh, right, yeah, that was the gift from the start of the story.
We finally finished it.
This is
Aww.
what Lady Trevi once mentioned. The gift for me that you didn't manage to finish.
The Holy Maiden of Janus. Even when separated by life and death, their thoughts are still connected.
Trian spent a lot of time drawing this. Trian hopes that little Cass likes it.
Who's being covered by your face? That is, Hold on one second.
Seriously?
That's an Naxa, so who cares? Right? Rat bastard?
It's seriously a wonderful drawing. Lady Trian.
I love the call on 3-face on Cypher too.
This is our flame chase journey.
Little Cass,
I Love the little kitty over here
Your
with
journey
Mighty
was
as
like
well.
before. Trevi has always said that it must have been a very harsh and frightening journey. But little Cass no longer has anything to fear now, because everyone is here with you in this flame-chased journey.
Man, the ambient music still. Holy fuck. I don't really care much about the story now. The ambient music's taking all my attention.
Do I realize that I've already obtained so many things I would never have dared to dream of since I embarked on the flame chase journey. It's the first time I've gained so many companions. The first time I picked up the hobbies of crafting and photography. The first time I had dinner with someone else. The first time I went to the market to buy the Chimera doll I'd liked for a very long time and hugged it to sleep. The first time I wore a dress personally made by Lady Aglaya. The first time I went for a walk with Lady Trebi, Lady Trian, and Lady Trinan. The first time I enjoyed the night breeze and looked up at the stars with Miss Hyacin. The first time I took care of Dromesis with the Trailblazer. Looking back at all these experiences I never thought were possible, it feels as though the scales of my life had shrunk from centuries and decades down to minutes and seconds. And all of them are so precious. I took countless photos in the past, but they're all black and white landscapes. I don't have a single one with
March, photo time. Oh wait, March is still a block of ice.
I would have taken more pictures.
Trian says yes! Trian likes little Cass and would love to take a picture with little Cass.
Sadly,
He must go.
being departed souls, our images cannot be captured in the world of the living.
But you can
thought so
conjure up
too.
them memories. Come on, TB.
What?
Come on, man.
Are we seriously going to leave any room for regret?
There won't be any regrets. This vivid drawing surpasses any photograph from the world of the living.
Little Cass smiled. Trevi, Trinan, and Trian's wishes finally come true!
I remember you once said that fate is not the flowers that bloom at the end of the road, but where people tread beyond the gate.
Oh, I wish I could have looked at the zoomed out thing a little
The
longer.
path that belongs to me is about to reach the end. Thank you for bringing me the final key.
Key? Little Cass, why are you talking in riddles all of a sudden?
I have a feeling that soon, this gift of yours will become the key to saving Mister's life.
Oh, hey, Cypher.
Wow, that's amazing! Then keep smiling and carry on bravely! Little Cass, Little Gray, everyone, see you tomorrow!
Lady Trian.
Finally moved on.
The aura of this place. We have indeed reached the end of the stream of souls. If I go any further, I might lose myself. I must leave now, for the black tide still wreaks havoc in the realm of the living.
I do think the voice acting is absolutely incredible by the characters. It's very fun knowing that the voice actor of Mighty is actually the voice, is like the brother of the voice actor of Argenti. And then their dad is the voice actor of Kronk. Hey, we can send him a message later, no?
I seek not to enter the door to the nether realm. Castorus, will you fulfill your duty for the flame chase?
I have yet to make my decision, Lord Mighty.
No matter. Make the choice your heart desires. Even if it takes 1,000 years of waiting. I will continue to fight till I die. Then rise from death. Till the miracle descends.
There is one more thing you should know, Lord Mighty.
What is it?
Professor Anaxa may have deduced the principles behind the Era Nova. You and I may be reincarnated as strife and death in the next cycle, becoming calamities wreaking havoc upon the world.
I see.
Is that all? Are you going to accept such a fate without complaints?
Do you have a strategy to shatter the shackles of our fate?
I haven't found it yet. Perhaps I never will.
Then, cease wasting your thoughts on futile matters. Control what little you can. And when fate
Honestly, it's a bit sad that Maide's, like, actual playable character, while he's very good, he's just so boring to play. Like, his gimmick is that he deals a shit ton of damage and he scales off HP, but, like, for some reason he enrages, even though he's he's in full control, and he does half of his... Though he does all of his turns, like, fully automatically. You don't even get to make a decision.
resist it with the strength of your mighty will.
Thank you, Lord Mighty. I will find the right decision.
In the name of strife, may you meet a fitting end.
The Titan's runes
This
are
must
engraved on
be
the ground here.
alchemical matrix the spirit mentioned. Let's see. We need to insert Aquila's sky, Georios' earth, Kephales's fire, Fagusa's ocean, and Nestia's love.
It seems our sweet Princess Homebody has made up her mind. In that case, seamstress, I suppose I no longer need to deliver your message. My time is rather precious after all.
Whether you wish to break free from death or not, please, follow your heart. By the promise you once made, I ask that you fulfill your duty one final time. Castorus, please, live as a human, and die as one.
According to that alchemist, the final piece is supposed to be me. However, he is not privy to the past, and therefore
Yep.
cannot see the full picture.
Is she gonna sacrifice the picture?
The past?
I I saw the twins of death in Kethali's memory, and now I am certain that I was one of them. The trial of the Hand of Shadow demanded taking the life of your family. I died during that trial, falling before the gate to the new world. And my sister, whom I never met, became the Titan Thanatos of this cycle. She was consumed with regret over my death, so she used the Titan's authority to reforge my soul. Yet, it also means she has never revealed herself to anyone, hidden away from the entire world. That's because the Titan she became already fell at the start of everything. They died for me, and now lie in slumber in the River of Souls.
You mean Pollux?
Yep.
That's right. The River of Souls is no material river. It cannot be blocked by ordinary means. Only a divine corpse can prevent the dead from reaching the next world. And that's why we have to awaken Pollux from death before we can retrieve the core flame of death. We have to reforge its body with the power of alchemy.
But Cass, if that alchemist speaks the truth, does that mean you're also part of the dragon body?
According to those departed spirits, I was indeed born as the dragon's twin. But before we talk about that, have you heard the sighs? No, not from me. The sounds that come from the memories when we were collecting the souls.
I heard them too. So what are those?
I think it's probably the sign of Pollux's wish being fulfilled. They must have realized how heavy a price they'd need to pay when they used their divine authority to resurrect a dead woman. That's why they exerted every ounce of their strength to send me to Styxia, a city that called for death, a land where none is hostile to death. They never saw their wish fulfilled and fell so prematurely, all because they wanted to give me a new life. Pollux must really want to know how their sister has been after giving their all to save her. That wish is the reason Pollux's soul still lingers in the mortal realm, even after their fall. Quietly watching and documenting every detail of their sister's life.
Also Polixia
So
Pollux,
instead of
right?
picking up objects on the way here,
We were instead showing things to a strand of yearning that lingers here. Now, we must weave these yearnings together and restore them into Pollux's complete soul.
but
Yeah,
all
we're
of
probably-
this is just a hypothesis, right? What if we go through with the ritual and it turns out totally different?
That's fine. As Professor Anaxa often reminds us, such is the nature of alchemy. The true outcome can only be known once the process is complete. This is why alchemy is also
The
known
ambient music's so
as the
fucking
miracle
slapping. I
of
can't,
creation.
man. This is so good.
The puzzle of Pollux's yearnings is nearly complete, with only one final piece remaining. I shall reveal what they have been yearning to know in the alchemical matrix. I will show them my whole life since I left Styxia.
Including the picture,
Lady
probably.
Trienne has already drawn a picture of my entire life, and it is now in my hands.
Alright, here we go. I'm gonna do one last thing. So this is the picture. So this is just a room in the Dragonbone City. Fractured floor. But allegedly the door to death. Borrow the Philosopher's Stone and complete the alchemical ritual.
Then, let the ritual begin. No, the objective is complete. That is all. Such is what Professor Anaxa always says after preparing for an alchemical ritual.
Alchemy time.
Now,
Woo!
Pollux, I shall lift you from the river of souls and reforge your soul. Perhaps you will be disturbed by this, and your body may become horrifying to behold. But if even the slightest trace of your soul remains, the soul that once ferried me to this side of the shore, then please, look at me. I wish to thank you in person. I have obtained everything you sacrificed your divinity for. Lady Almanette.
Did she recognize you? Oh, she must be the first soul we can communicate with here, right?
I'm afraid she is just another spirit trapped here, like the rest of them. The only difference is that I was there when she died. Please, go on. I'm listening. Are you about to tell the story of Styxia?
Yes. You're just as smart as I imagined, but... never mind. Now's not the time.
There's no need to worry, Elder. Take a look around you. You're already at the resting place of the dead.
The world of the dead. But how?
I understand that you chose to remain silent about the story to protect Casterus, the girl who coexists with death. But you no longer need to hide that story. I can assure you that you have protected that girl's life well.
Well, in that case...
Time for yapping. I don't have to say much.
The pearl of the ocean, plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the fairy tale. It was the first city-state to shift their faith towards death, even before Idonia did. From where you stand now, I suppose that's a bit hard to believe. Right?
Indeed. I cannot imagine that those from the Era Chrysia, blessed with eternal life, could ever yearn for death.
Think I might have been lost in the story for a teeny tiny bit.
Question, child.
As in, it's way too late? Or do you have no idea what's going on?
Clear answer to it.
We're going through the origin story of Casterus. Bit of both, most likely. Yeah, it's quite a mess. So let me very quickly recap the planet that we're on. We come down on the planet, and we discover that there is this mad god of strife that is waging war upon everybody. And that there is this prophecy in this land with gods, where if we collect the power of all these gods, we can replace them with new, more human ones in I think it's the miracle of creation or something, whatever it is. So we somehow find a way to bring back reason into the god of strife, and we beat them in combat. Maidamos, or Mighty, ends up carrying the burden of the god, like the demigod of strife. just as how a couple of the characters are already demigods. So we enter in about the midway time. In the previous patch, we discovered the Titan of Reason, which has merged with Anaxagoras, and we find out about the backstory of Trebios and some other stuff. And then Trian dies. And in this story, we are going through the backstory of Castris, after we've discovered, trying to become the demigod of time, that we are in fact dead. And Castris wants to help us out, and is here to help fetch our soul from the River of the Dead. And basically, all you've witnessed this entire this entire stream is backstory on where Castris comes from. What is her origin story? She grew up in secrecy, with lacking memory, couldn't touch anybody because they would die. Lived in solitude and loneliness, being someone who brings death into a land at a time where death didn't exist, because the Titan of Death wasn't there yet. And, you know, if death doesn't exist, people are immortal, which is also what we can see here. In Era Chrysia, people were blessed with eternal life. And she was one of the very few people that could actually send people to death. I'm just like nutshelling this mostly because I don't really understand all of it. And this Amanet was the primary person who raised her, kind of into the role of an executioner, but more for protection, if anything. Was it like being a twink? I'm not. So, cope.
Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. That's how someone once explained to me why death is necessary to the world.
But that's the story
I can't
recap.
take that as the final answer. Would a world without journeys and epics be worse off?
Yes.
I take it the one who spoke this line was a general, or perhaps a warrior. I, however, did find some inspiration in these words. Would you like to hear my thoughts, Castris?
Please enlighten me, Lady Amunet. Though I have already made up my mind on how to handle the authority and core flame of death. Your words might truly guide me toward the path forward.
You and I are neither warriors nor generals. Therefore, journeys and epics cannot truly resonate with us. But what if I reframe it like this? What if love is not a trait bestowed upon mortals by Nestia, but a blessing from death?
Love.
No one ever invented the word cherish in the era when life was eternal. For all the good things in the world can be revisited endlessly, and every bond formed carried no risk of being severed. The so-called
The story writing in this is really good.
was an age devoid of both virtue and sin. People did not truly live. They simply existed, going through the motions without passion or purpose, then waiting for something to happen. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to embrace death not out of fascination with its cruel and fearsome side, but instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desires tied to a finite
So real for this Amulet.
Therefore, death is not a thing of fear and desperation, but...
That's right, Casterus. It is the reason we shed tears when parting ways, and also the original spark that ignited the passion of mortals. If you truly intend to deprive the world of death, then be prepared to witness it return to a state of stagnation.
I understand, Lady Amulet. Our limited lifespan shapes all that we know and love. Not even the Death Titan has the right to take that away from humankind again. Nestia's love was the chrysalis of Gold's first blessing, but it most likely wasn't understood by mankind. We only learned to interpret this wonderful gift after Thanatos' arrival. If the world was bereft of death, then the Queen of Styxia wouldn't have played midwife in delivering me into this world. You wouldn't have welcomed me into Idonia, and Aglaia would never have invited me to join the Flame Chase journey. None of these stories would ever have happened, and I would never have lived, let alone found happiness. Thank you,
Let's go.
Mother. I will use all the love I've experienced in this long life to complete the final miracle.
Based.
My teacher, Anaxagoras, grant me the wisdom of all things. I call upon thee, the stripped dead dragon's corpse.
Probably not good. All things considered, he's gonna merge himself with a dragon.
Rises from the earth, falls from the sky. As above, so below.
Maybe don't want Anaxagoras to become the dragon.
This is the greatest power of all powers. Unstoppable in this world. The great work that commands all death. I shall grant you embrace.
That which is seized must be repaid.
Pollux, Netherwing Husk, Ferry of Souls. Allied targets HP reduces, accumulates Desperate Bubble. When Desperate Bubble reaches its limit, this unit action advances and enters Fragrance of Death until the next turn. And damage taken is reduced by 80%. Netherwing, slumbering dormant in the River of Souls, been reawakened by an alchemical summoning, morphed into a thing of rot and decay. Once was the Death Titan. All the existences that will die and have died will feel a shudder in the depths of their souls with the dragon's return. That was kind of hard. Okay, so the idea here is... Let's see, quantum damage to one target, quantum damage to one target, and adjacent targets. Damage converts quantum atrophy damage against targets with HP above a certain percentage. In the obituary state. Overdue obituary. Deals a fixed amount of damage that cannot be offset by shields or distributed. Okay, so that goes through shields. And it goes through Fu Xuan, so that's just... This boss kills you if you use a preservation character instead of a healer. Interesting. The distribution thing here is here for Fu Xuan, who is one of the... basically, there's 2 types of sustain characters. Well, technically 3, but we don't count the last one. There's 2 types of sustain characters in the game. You have healers, which are directly there to restore lost health back up, and you have preservation characters, which are there to prevent you from taking damage. We have 2 limited preservation characters, Aventurine, who supplies the team with a shit ton of free overshield, and debuffs on the boss, like on enemies, to make them take extra damage. I can even dish out a bit of damage himself, he's turbo broken. And then Fu Xuan, who redistributes damage that teammates take to herself, and then is able to partially mitigate damage taken to allies while buffing their offensive capabilities. So, we have 2 phases. To die in aromatic pain. Enters the fragrance of death state and deals massive quantum atrophy damage to all target characters. This damage is non-fatal and afflicts all target characters with indulging slumber. In the second phase, and before this unit's next action, its toughness cannot be reduced and is immune to action delay effects caused by targets. Ah, right. So the 3rd type of sustain I mentioned, there is only currently 1 character, but there's going to be a second one, which is an Exagros. These are sustain characters that actually do not provide any damage mitigation or damage reduction, but instead sustain the team by delaying the enemy's actions and supporting by dealing a shit ton of damage alongside it. So you currently have Welt, whose entire gimmick is to slow, and then Anaxagoras in his ultimate also does stun effects. You could technically consider Ron May to be a partial sustain in that regard as well, because her ultimate on break delivers delay, but this delay is inconsistent and not very strong. It's neat, it's convenient, it helps a lot, it gives you extra significant amounts of damage in break-oriented teams, but not in this regard. Quantum damage converts quantum atrophy against targets with HP above certain percentage. Okay. Massive quantum damage to all units. Damage is distributed. 3 random targets. To be enhanced and advances its action. Decreases the initial damage this unit and the long arms will receive. When targets lose HP, they accumulate Desperate Bubble. Reaches its limit, advances unit action, enters Fragrance of Death state in its next turn. Under that state, removes this unit and long arms. Damage reduction state, when Fragrance of Death is dispelled, will take damage to restore the target HP. When Pollux or the Long Arms of Sorrow hits a target with an ability, applies a special unremovable DOT to the target. While under this state, the higher the target HP percentages, the more damage you take. This damage is non-fatal. So Pollux plays with our life. Let's turn the music down slightly. Let's kill this thing.
Underestimating us will cost you.
This is actually really good.
Divinity.
If we can delay Mem taking action for a little bit. Oh, perfect. We can now time Mem ourselves. So the idea is we have Castros as the main DPS unit. Her gimmick is health fluctuation and restoration. So Usually skills consume skill points, as indicated by this. However, Castris' skill does not, and instead takes 30% of all allies' current HP. Not max HP, current HP. So you can see right here, that's the cost of the skill. Any damage consumed or taken by allies, as well as restored, and even to a certain extent overhealed, is added to New Blood, which is Castris' energy gauge, compared to the regular energy gauges that work off of the regular energy mechanic. That summons the dragon, and that allows us to do a whole shit ton of damage. As for what these other characters on the team do, we have Lorcha, who has a silly amount of healing output, especially in lower target scenarios. From my experience, I prefer him over Gallagher. He's more consistent. But that's just me. Also, I like running Lorcha. We have Treeby, who is here to supply damage amping, and if need be, action advance to give us more turns. As well as additional attacks to proc Lorcha's healing, because Lorcha is an on-attack healer. And then we have the Trailblazer in Remembrance form to assist with the generation of New Blood through attacking, as well as applying, using the Memo Sprite skill, action advance, and true damage buffs. So that we have 2 damage ampers. If I do this, then we can... That's fine. You can see here, we have Castris down below. She's gonna go all the way up. I fumbled.
Before your soul withers. Embrace new life, Pollux.
Because I've just wasted a bunch of attack. But it's fine. So now we get access to the enhanced skill, which isn't necessarily anything interesting.
Darkness follows me.
But we get access to the dragon, which I'm very tempted to just make him explode right now. Because we have access to Castris' E2 talent, sorry, E1 talent, which is this, which is just additional, it's additional damage percent depending on the target's current HP. So 80% or that. Actually, we're gonna get a 20% boost here. Then after that, oh, I thought we could. Oh well, whatever. Treeby to engage in Dance Dance to get us further up, to give us more actions. Castris goes up here, which is good. Ooh, that's a lot of healing instants. This thing is fucking melting. I'm wondering if I bother consuming here, or if I just go, nah, I just do this, right? We go again next round.
I will grant you peace. Yes, it's me. I'm back.
I wonder if we are going to one-shot this. Pollux on Pollux violence. First damage amp. Second damage amp. It's more resilient this time, which makes sense. It's not in the damage taking state.
I only wish that death
That's fine, we can rebuild.
may protect us.
Allow me to see you off.
Castris is almost on turn. Unfortunately, we waste Lorcha energy, but that's fine.
Within them.
It's not the end. The dead will return.
put the healing back up. And then
That which is seized must
I'm
be
only narrating this like this because you haven't played this game, Golem. Otherwise, it's not really a point. Let's see. We have skill points to spare. We can get more mem charge here.
Please cherish the time before your soul withers. Embrace new life.
There's no point to not summon the dragon here.
Dead souls, return to dust.
Okay. I forgot that this is... I'm overcapping on crit. I mean, okay, to be fair, I've been using this Caster's team to one cycle MOC 12, which is like one of the toughest things. This thing is level 88. It's not level 95, so that's a very big difference. But like, these stats are kind of cooking. Not gonna lie. They're kind of cooking. Anyway, buddy, it's time to melt.
Oh, death. Sleep in peace.
Yeah, no, that wasn't as cool as... That wasn't... Oh, the Malekith reference. That wasn't as cool as what Akron did. That was a little more overboard.
I'm sorry I have to wake you up from ancient death. And I know you're anxious. Shh. Don't be afraid. Do you remember me? I'm the girl you once carried across the Sea of Souls. I'm sorry I wasn't able to remember you, but with the help of many people, I was finally able to pick up these broken fragments of my past. I'm back, Pollux. I know this might not be what you wanted. But I have to do this. So please, carry me across the Sea of Souls again and return me to the Netherrealm, just like you did in the past. Please take me to where the core flame of death rests. I'll be going now.
Bye-bye, Cass. The dragon's head buried in the egg, yes. Probably because of its emotional state.
They may look scary, but as long
Are we dying?
What's wrong?
Are you...
What's wrong with him?
We're finally fighting.
If I don't go now, I'm afraid his soul will return to Thanatos' embrace before me.
Ah, but we live. We're him.
Oh no! Is there anything we can do?
Don't worry. I promised I would ask Thanatos for the Trailblazers' right to roam the Earth again. stay here and keep a close watch until I return, alright?
Alright. I'm the best at taking care of others. Go on, Cass. Make sure not to leave yourself with any regrets.
Unless he gets to go to the Netherrealm first. Now we're almost done with the story, it seems.
Please. Wait for me.
After all that, you still ended up back here.
Hi, Plexia. There we go. Beautiful
The
city.
legends were true. The Netherrealm really is a sea of flowers.
Yes. Just like the flower fields we tended to back then.
Is that you, Plexia?
Do you remember me?
I don't have the memories from that time, but I've seen you before during an experiment.
I see. Call me Thanatos, then. It'll be easier. However, since you recognize the name, you must already know everything about Thanatos, right?
Yes. I'm here to reforge the order of life and death in Amphorius.
You know, my sister was a sympathetic, but rather sensitive person. Whenever she didn't want to say what was on her mind, she would avoid eye contact and look off into the distance. Just like what you are doing now.
Can you tell me about the last Era Nova? What did you do, Plexia?
Where should I begin?
Oh, well, more story. Here I thought we'd be done by now.
I suppose we can start from the beginning. A long, long time ago, there were a pair of like-minded twins. As foretold in the prophecy, they were chosen to be successors to the god of death. But fate was cruel. The price of attaining divinity was to take the life of a family member with our own hands.
That trial was indeed recorded in that memory.
Then you should already know that my sister voluntarily gave up her own life, so that I could ascend as the demigod of death. But I couldn't accept that. Why did we have to kill each other for a future she'd never see herself? That's not fair. So, while weaving the laws of the new world, I shattered the forbidden bottom line for life and death. I reshaped my sister's soul
and took the form of the great dragon Pollux to carry her up the River of Souls and back into the mortal realm. But our fates were already decided, and manifested in unexpected ways in response to my futile actions. Aging is an unbreakable law of nature laid upon humankind, created at the same time as death. When the living die, their souls will meet Thanatos, who would determine where every soul goes. If the Reaper raises their left hand, the soul is granted death and allowed to enter the Netherrealm to await reincarnation. If they raise their right hand, the soul is rejected by the Netherrealm and returned to the mortal realm to continue walking the earth. That's why the Hand of Shadow can only lay down judgment and not embrace another being. Yes. Death was originally a pair of hands, but they were split in twain when we reached the mortal realm, never to touch each other ever again. The half of Thanatos that represents life, the undying human who grants death, that was the curse I forced upon you. Then, what about you? As the half of Thanatos representing death, I shoulder the fate of defying death. I died the moment I entered the world of the living. From then on, Titan also no longer existed in this world. The cycle of life and death stopped. Souls were denied their audience with death, and were left stranded within an ever-rising river of the dead. What irony. My selfish desire to save your life gave you and the world a fate far worse than death instead. Then, what was left of my reason was left behind.
Primordial Netherrealm, the terminus of the River of Souls. So, this is probably a zone we cannot return to.
Where I've been taking care of these flowers day after day, until there is now a sea of them. All while mulling over the subject of life, death, parting, and enduring an endless loneliness.
That's where the battlefield is when we're in this zone.
Our lives were a mirrored image of one another, like a pair of hands. Even so, we arrived at the same destination. We walked different paths, yet experienced the same pain. I had hoped that maybe you would at least have a good life in this cycle. I'm sorry. I lived my life well. It didn't go to waste. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong. Even though I forced the authority of granting death to humanity upon you, a total stranger. Too many responsibilities were forced upon me in the course of this long journey. I was once lost, even upset. But I realized recently that if it weren't for your blessing, I wouldn't have understood the source of these emotions, nor would I have realized my purpose. I wouldn't have made it here to reunite with my missing half. And we wouldn't be discussing our past while sharing the same view of this landscape.
I don't have anything to say.
Understood the meaning
I'm just
of our
listening.
existence. The meaning of our existence. This sea of flowers blooms on dead land, because we sowed it with the seeds of our separation and watered it with our tears of loneliness. Yes, The only thing
That's my
death is
streamer.
allowed
Well,
to
I'm
create
allowed to
are flowers
absorb
that
what's going
bloom
on,
from
right?
blood and tears.
I say it 2 in the
That's why
morning.
Thanatos cannot create living beings at will. Nor can the Hand of Shadow determine a person's remaining days. Because the life and death of mortals should never be dictated by another's will.
Are you saying there's no point in Thanatos' existence?
No.
No.
No single being can bear the scales of life and death on their own. Not even a god. Life and death weigh equally heavy. We both know that now, don't we?
You, too, must have had a difficult life. We've taken quite a ridiculous journey together, haven't we? I had a feeling, even back then, that we would meet again one day. Not to embrace one another after a long separation, but to come in search of retribution. Tell me the
I don't
answer
have a
that's
May
already
break.
been written,
That's not real.
and let us draw this seemingly endless fate to a close. It's been far too long. I've waited here for centuries, watching day after day as desperate spirits are denied by this lonely wasteland. I always hoped I would see you among them, but I was also afraid of seeing you. I didn't know how I could possibly face you again, but more than anything, I was afraid that you might have forgotten all about me.
I know. But don't you see, Polixia? I made it back anyway. You don't have to shoulder death's authority on your own anymore. It was always meant to be held in 2 hands anyway. So, let's give our core flame to him, and have him take it back to the mortal realm. Give humanity back their cycle of life and death. Our responsibility as Thanatos was never about picking out favorite souls. We were only meant to watch over life.
If I check my schedule,
Let's tend
next
the
week
field
I have
together
half a day off
and create a warm sea of flowers
after my exams
for all
on Good
the
Friday.
souls to come.
And the week after I have more school. You know?
What do you think, Polixia?
Yes, just one last step. You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold by the prophecy, Thanatos' authority is only destined for only one person to wield. As the Chrysos heir of death, as their demigod, as a titan, our fated moment has arrived once again.
Just like before.
Yes, just like before. But unlike that time, the ones undergoing the trial this time are prepared.
You've made up your mind?
Yes, as dictated by fate. But I won't be afraid, as long as you're here with me. Complete your trial in this life. Grant me the embrace of death, and light the spark of life ablaze. You've been
This is so
tempted by
sad.
life and death. I know you'll be able to give this wasteland its first breath of life. Like a raven butterfly, flying swiftly into the Netherrealm, perching on the twig of death.
I will. After this, I will remain permanently in the Netherrealm. The River of Souls shall return here and rain down from the sky, scattering souls across the earth. The cycle of life and death will flow once again. This sea of flowers you sowed shall bear countless joyous or sorrowful souls, and bloom evermore.
Thank you. Just one last thing. Can you grant me one wish?
Of course. What is it?
Please, don't forget me.
I promise you, when we meet in the next world, even if I have endured another reincarnation, even if we do not know each other's names, I will still hold you tightly in my arms, just like what I did when we were born.
Casterus. Casterus. You're as beautiful as a fleeting butterfly.
I will bring rest to death. And from now on, stagnant life will once again flow.
Paste. An access POV. Okay, what's cooking here?
Time flies. In the blink of an eye, the 15th entry hour is already at hand.
And we're not done yet. What the
When
fleep?
this farce is over, your soul will be placed on the scales of life and death. Are you ready?
No need to ask so many times. Of course I am.
Then why do you drag your feet? Is your fear of crowds holding you back again?
Nah, it's not bye-bye. We're just looking at a different character's perspective.
I simply find them too noisy. Paying attention to
He would like hanging out with Dr. Ratio.
Would be an utter waste of my time.
Such harsh words. As I see it, you are no less arrogant than they are.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh. I did not expect to hear that from you. Are you not going to refute me?
I know myself better than you think I do. At the very least, better than a stowaway like you.
And they say men whose ends are nigh have but kind words. Well, that is exactly why I chose you.
Should I thank you for the compliment?
The hour of the trial has come. Do you have an answer for me? And how will you prove the veracity of your argument?
I suppose there is no point in putting this off any longer. Do you recall where we stopped the last time?
You were saying that Amphorius's history is cyclical.
Indeed. The demigods that bear the core flames eventually become the new titans at the world's end. Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one they left this world, leaving only the twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nicator and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come up with a rough sketch for my theory
of a cyclical history. For all the pains I took to reach this point, I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. After all, the past is in the past. Proving that we are the legacies of heroes of the past is a hopeless endeavor. That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castoris was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through 2 cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this together. If
I mean,
the
he's
Twins
right.
of Death can bridge 2 cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be just a hypothesis. And you too will get the answer to your question.
Well, that is all well and good, but how can you be so sure? If there is even the slightest error in your hypothesis, the girl will be shattered.
It matters not. The most important quality a scholar must possess is foolhardiness. If you are overly cautious, then you'll never have the gumption to make the first step, and change will never come. Besides, I, an Exagoras, am destined to overturn this farcical world.
He's more annoying
Let's
than
go and
Dr.
teach
Isha.
those pathetic words one final lesson.
Oh. He sure is. No, it'd be really funny if we won again. Dang it. It would have been. Okay, so there's 2 more things coming. Anaxa's not out yet, but you know.
Fine. So they are leaving the final debate to him.
It would be so awesome. It would be so
heirs
awesome.
who started this terrible war hear you. Let them hear the voices of the people.
As always, that woman knows how to stir up a crowd.
Professor Anaxa, I thought you'd pass on this.
Everyone must cast their vote, or this assembly would serve no
The
purpose.
cube, yeah, certainly.
Prof, do you truly think it's wise to entrust the fate of the world to an assembly like this?
I can spin it.
Akama has stood strong under this system for 1,000 years. It stands to reason that there is purpose in its existence. But that is not what you're asking, is it? What you really want to know is Aglaya making the right decision in entrusting the fate of the world to you?
Nothing ever escapes you.
I didn't spend all those years teaching you for nothing. Most people only take 4 years to graduate, if I recall.
Ouch.
To tell the truth, I feel like I'm on my way to an execution chamber instead of a podium. So, do you have an answer to that question?
No, I don't.
I thought so.
Because that question is not yours to ask in the first place. Is Aglaya entrusting the world to you the right decision? Don't make me laugh. That is a question that woman must answer herself. Why are you fretting about this on her behalf? Or have you been seeing yourself as her pawn all this time? Listen up. I'll say this only once. Flip your perspective around and ask yourself this instead. What should I do to ensure that the world doesn't stray from the correct path? That is what you should be thinking about. You still have time, so give it some thought. Oh, and don't bother telling me the answer. Tell it to those begging for salvation from the gods.
Got it. Thank you, Professor.
Uncold for him to say.
That's
Yeah.
Anaxagoras to you.
Who will you be voting for?
That'll depend on how well you perform. May Cersei safeguard your thoughts.
Oh dear. Well, here we go. Might as well finish it while we're at it.
Elders and citizens, silence, if you please. As the Theoros, I present to you Finan of Ides Elysiae, virtuous citizen of Akima, and the last speaker of the assembly.
Much obliged, Lord Lycus.
I remember him. He's the penniless lad working for Aglaya.
Where's Lady Goldweaver? Why is she sending this guy to give the last speech?
Can this dude really face down kindness?
Yes, Finon's gonna be a Giga Chad, trust. I mean, he has, for some reason, another version of him in an edgy suit running around killing people, but...
By Kefali above, dear citizens of Akima, as you look upon me, so too do I see you. I see your fear and misgivings, your apprehension about the discord between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders, and your uneasiness about the future of the Holy City. Yet, before you contemplate something as grand as the fate of the world, I ask that you look closer. Look beyond the horizon illuminated by Kefali, at the crisis threatening to overwhelm us.
Yeah, thought he said Oklahoma.
Ides Elysiae, my beloved hometown, is a village forgotten by time. It is a place with the most invigorating breeze and wheat fields that spread all the way to the sea. I once thought that there I would enjoy a lifetime of peace and quiet.
That is a fun fact, I think. I don't know, actually.
I wish I could invite all of you to that paradise, far from the noise and chatter of the world. Alas, I can't. Because she, and all that she nurtured, all that I loved, they have long been devoured by the black tide. My beloved home is no more.
Let's do the
I
fracking.
will never forget the day the black tide struck. My father, Hieronymus, fought with a broken sword to his last breath to protect his child. My mother, Aldada, she was ripped apart by monsters. Also, I might live to stand before you here and now. Galba, he was a hunter. But in the end, those arms that once drew a bow instead embraced Piso, his beloved son, as they both breathed their last. Pythias, the teacher, risked her life to save her students, but a burning beam fell on her, crushing her. And what of Livia, her daughter? Did she make it out alive? No, she didn't. Livia, Piso, and so many other children. My childhood friends. They were all swallowed by the black tide and turned into monsters. They kept saying the same thing over and over. Even up until the final moment, I finally steeled my heart and granted them eternal peace with my sword. Why, Fine? Aren't we the best of friends? That is the Black Tide. A looming threat that can bring Akuma to its knees any time. Kindness may have promised that with the 3 Titans of Calamity Con, Akuma will return to an era Chrysia once more, but much as it pains me, I must disappoint you. While the demigod of strife has done everything in his power to hold them back, they are still coming. By now, the name of that black-robed swordmaster, the Flame Reaper, has likely echoed throughout the city already. The roaring thunder is a message from the strife demigod. The Flame Reaper has risen from death, and they hunger for the core flames of the gods.
Lies! If such a powerful enemy is indeed approaching, why is Akuma still a picture of peace?
Exactly! The city of Akuma shows no signs of pandemonium or chaos. And why is that? I beg you, spare a moment to think about this. Are we able to stand here and hold
He's
this
cooking.
assembly
Holy
in
shit,
peace
he's
today
cooking.
Because the danger has passed? No. This peace we enjoy is no gift of fate. We are able to stand here today only because the Chrysos heirs have stepped up and shielded Akuma from calamity. With her golden threads, Aglaya has preserved and continues to preserve these idyllic days that all of you hold dear. The Council of Elders claims that Aglaya will one day forsake the people because her divinity is eroding her body and soul. But ask yourselves this. Rather than offering her aid and support, why do they choose to watch and push Akuma away from the Flame Chase journey? The answer that no one can bring themselves to speak of. A truth stained in blood and buried in greed, fear, and vanity. Allow me to lay it bare before you. It is because the Council of Elders, which bears Akuma's history and honor, along with this citizens' assembly we once took so much pride in, are now infested with vermin.
You insolent whelp! How dare you!
It is true that Aglaya has reached her limit. Why? Because she has been working tirelessly to weave the defenses of our holy city against the encroaching evil. All while these vermin are making up baseless accusations about her and scheming in the shadows. Not once has she ever failed Akuma. Yet these vermin attempt to tear her apart, tarnishing her name with unfounded allegations. She may have been blessed by divinity, but hasn't her heart always stayed true to humanity?
It'd be so funny if someone like this starts, if someone starts talking like this in like an actual world government. Fucking imagine, dude. Gollum, imagine someone stepping up and calling someone like Cherry Baudet a vermin. Holy shit. That would be one hell of a day. Ooh, he's cooking.
They attempt to mislead you.
That's good writing, man.
To a crude standoff between gods
Me when
and
someone
humans,
disagrees
citizens
with
of
me.
Akuma. Once more, I implore you to open your eyes and look at those around you. Examine them closely. Beneath all that finery, do you see the good heart of a human? or the poisonous glands of a pest? Make your judgment, then turn your gaze to the demigods, whom so many of you regard as cold and merciless. Do you not see the light of humanity in them? And those who wear the mask of humanity, yet utter only hurtful, slanderous words. Can you not see that their souls have been corrupted by power? Yet, no matter what your answer is, and no matter who your vote goes to, rest assured that you have nothing to fear. For Aglaya, Tribios, and I will remain your faithful guardians and pledge our lives to upholding your decision. And this vow will stay true until the end of our days, where it will be passed on to future flame chasers. A steadfast and unwavering promise that shall endure through the ages.
Big statue. That is not a big statue. That is a god carrying what can be equated to the sun on his back. I think kindness got owned though.
On the scales of Talentum, those who call for the continuation of the Flame Chase journey, and those who demand its suspension.
Yeah, it's carefully.
Each faction holds an equal share of votes, resulting in a perfect balance.
As expected, this is the moment when the Flame Chase journey is the closest to its end.
And now, it's your turn to vote, Lord Anaxagoras.
Is there anyone else who hasn't voted?
No, you're the last. Cast your vote with care, for your decision will break this impasse.
I have long since made a decision.
Very well. May you bring much needed change to this farcical world.
Nah, he's gonna vote for the Flame Chase. Trust. Alright.
You've done well, Finan. Given the circumstances, delivering a rousing speech to stir up emotions was a prudent move. Thank you all for your patience. On behalf of the 7 sages of the Grove of Epiphany and the scholars of Amphorius, I, Anaxagoras, am ready to cast my vote. But before that, in the interest of fairness, Lady Goldweaver, I pose a question to you before all who are gathered here. Will you, as Finan has promised, stand by the decision made in the Assembly, regardless of outcome?
In the interest of fairness, I make no promises, lest it should influence your decision.
Very well. I thank you for your honesty.
What's he doing?
The stakes are high. Let's be patient.
Cut the act! Who do you think you are wasting our time like this?
Shoot him. I know you have a gun, Anaxa.
Lord Anaxa, please.
It is indeed pretty good.
Rule number 1. Do not call me Anaxa.
Almost Penacony level away. I would say.
Never interrupt me. Silence is golden.
Phony, I would even say that this is already better than Penacony. Penacony was really good, right? It was really, really good. But the flow of the story so far hasn't caught me as well as this has. Penacony was a murder mystery in a Hollywood-like land, which, to be fair, was kind of interesting, but it had too fast a pace, and I'm really enjoying the pacing of the Amphoria story so far. I also think that this story has been fleshed out a little better and is in significantly more depth. But besides from that, both are very, very, very good. And I really like both the stories. But that's my opinion on it.
Just vote already. What are you waiting for?
Don't pressure him, damn it. He just said silence is golden. Or die right now, that'd be really funny.
I cannot help but wonder, is every hardship in the world something you will exploit and use to your advantage?
How else am I supposed to make use of this situation where my body and soul are separated? Oh, Circes. Or should I say Calypso? Accompany me on this final journey. Let us journey to the Netherrealm and see how she will substantiate the answer to your question and validate my decision.
And now, he
We
dies.
only to follow the sound of the tides. You are...
Well done, child. Just as I foresaw, you have achieved
Oh, his teacher.
things.
Teacher.
What a twist of fate. A blasphemer raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a foal kicking its mother in the belly after taking all her milk.
I respect you immensely, sir. But
You cherish the truth even more. So, child, do not be troubled by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let those voices hinder you as you forge ahead. As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But, as your friend and mentor, Anaxagoras, I say, go forth, for the truth is already in your hands.
will keep that in mind.
Delightful music yet again.
Go now, child. Your lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. And when you reach the end of this journey, may we meet again with the truth before us.
You have my word, sir. May Circes safeguard your thoughts.
May Circe safeguard your thoughts.
You are right, Empedocles. My lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter.
You missed the entire opening of the patch story, but it was mostly about an actor cooking. He was an asshole, but he was cooking.
May we meet again with the truth before us, Empedocles.
What are you waiting for? Just cast your vote.
TLDR is dying.
Silence! Silence, everyone!
Behold, Xerxes, here at the center of the world, I shall write the final step of my proof. For this place is but one step away from the truth.
I do not want to let him cook, yeah.
Professor, I completed the proof you wanted.
Thank you, Castorus.
The answer is plain as day. My vote goes to the Flame Chase journey and nothing else.
Elder Kindness, I have deciphered the truth of this world.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By carefully enter Lenten above, as the Theoros, I have observed.
His dish has been served. Definitely.
No! Lygus, you can't! Onyx, what have you done? Have you lost your mind? I hope you are prepared for the harsh punishment awaiting you. Mark my words, I will make sure that clever head of yours never forgets the price of
Evaporate already, damn it.
Have you forgotten? I told you that happens to be one of my rare talents.
You put on such a grand performance just to aid their preposterous
That was a very
chase
good
journey.
maniacal laugh. Holy shit, that voice actor cooked.
No, you are quite mistaken. I may be paranoid by nature, but I've always been known for my honesty. If you really understood me, Lady Kindness, you'd realize that I never had any interest in your pathetic little game of politics. Factions, standpoints, they are jokes in my eyes. I have never once switched sides. Because I, and I alone, am the truth.
Lady Kindness, with all the citizens here as witnesses, we should honor the spirit of democracy.
Your politics
and
bore me.
respect
Yeah,
the
they definitely do.
decision of this assembly. I have observed that Arkema has chosen her destiny. This citizens' assembly has resolved to continue the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
You!
It seems not everyone is ready for the assembly to end. Very well. Let me entertain you for a little longer. By your leave, Lord Lygus.
Interesting. Elders and citizens, your attention, please. Stay for a moment more, if you will. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has an announcement for the assembly.
What is this performer up to now? So apropos.
I'm cook.
Just moments ago, all of you made a decision on the fate of Amphorius. As a supporter of the Flame Chase journey, it pleases me to see the choice you have made. But I regret to say that I still harbor doubts about this outcome. Thus, I hereby challenge this resolution. Tell me, who among you dare swear to Kephales's name that Era Nova will truly welcome the fairy tale ending that the Chrysos heirs have promised. A beautiful new world free of calamity and madness?
Nonsense! That's impossible! What is he getting at? Of course not.
No one? Must I pick somebody to answer? Very well. You, the one acting so wise and profound, in front of all present here, do you dare swear that it will happen for sure? No? Fine. Next. You, the one with ignorance written all over your face. Yes, you. Do you dare swear by it in front of the Titan?
Oh, god damn it. He's cooking
What are you
again.
trying to do?
Useless. Your turn, then. With that smug look of yours, you must be confident that the Flame Chase journey is the best course to take, right?
Best does not equal better.
Mind your tongue! So, no one? I see. In that case, Finan, answer me this. Your speech was filled with such passion just now. How confident, then, are you in making this promise?
Professor, what are you doing?
Let him continue with his performance.
Will you look at that? Even Finan and Aglaya lack the courage to make such a promise.
She literally said, let him cook, yeah.
And what's even more absurd is that no one but I can promise you this new world. And yet, the Assembly passed the resolution anyway. But you needn't worry, because I knew better than to trust you good-for-nothings. That is precisely why I am here today. To give you one final lecture. Now listen up and listen well. I, Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany, hereby declare everything that the Flame Chase journey promises is true. Finan of Ides Elysiae, the prophesied demigod who shall succeed Kefali, will reforge each and every one of us in the new world with his complete, intact memories.
What?
The core flame-bearing titans were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday. And the Chrysos heirs who carry the core flames today will become the titans of tomorrow.
Based. He's cooking, he's cooking, he's cooking.
All of our souls shall endure for eternity in the miracle of the World Bearer. And all under Kefali's protection shall step into that new world.
This is your blasphemy!
It's impossible.
What? Are you saying that we must bow down to you and worship you even in our next lives?
He's a heretic. What the fuck are you talking about?
You blasphemous imbecile! How dare you try to deceive us with
Oh, just
false
conjure cast us up
lies
real quick
and
with
falsehoods?
Thanatos and have them be twins, you know?
I told you, don't interrupt me. But since you fast, I shall be kind and indulge you. My statements are based on my experiments on the divine body of Kefali themselves. You heard me correctly, everyone. With the tacit approval of Kindness and the Council of Elders, I fused my soul with a god through alchemy and learned the truth behind Era Nova.
What is he talking about? Isn't that pure blasphemy?
No, he's cooking.
I, the vile, wretched blasphemer, deserve nothing less than death for my sins. And the Council of Elders, which granted me consent and aided in committing this atrocity,
should face punishment alongside me.
By the gods, even kindness has betrayed Akuma.
He's cooking.
I had no knowledge of his transgressions. He did that on his own. The Council of Elders bears no responsibility for his actions. Lord Lygus, as the esteemed Theoros, are you going to simply stand by and allow the Council of Elders to be dragged through the mud?
If the accusation is true, I will acknowledge it. If not, my conscience stands unburdened. Lady Kindness, the reputation of the Council of Elders was not built in a day.
I love, right, how we've been listening to characters talk for 30 minutes, and honestly, it's quite a good experience.
Await those who fool the people, and punishment must be meted out on those who abandon their vows.
Lygus is Giga-based, though.
Respect this beautiful city and her people.
You.
Lady Aglaya, the Gold Weaver, I humbly ask that you take on the responsibility of overseeing this judgment in the name of the fairness of Talantin and the justice of Kefali.
Damn.
Considering the circumstances, and in accordance with Akuma's codex, as the only demigod among us, you shall rightfully wield this authority.
The honor is mine to bear.
Among Us! Such Among Us! It's way too late, bro. I'm trying to be really quiet right now.
Elders and citizens, silence, if you please. Anaxagoras of the Grove of Epiphany has made his statement clear. As per Akuma's codex, I request all present citizens to stand with me in exercising the right of
But I must see how it ends. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of state I am in now.
of Akuma and Lygus the Theoros stand accused of neglecting their duties and abusing the law, leading to the egregious
I can take it.
blasphemy
Yeah, sure.
against a god. In the names of Talantin and Kefali, Akuma is to form a committee before the 7th action hour to conduct an investigation and disclose the findings to the public for subsequent judgment.
That's what we deserve!
Curse you.
Noon.
Now, concerning Anaxagoras
Their clock is
of the
different to
Grove of
ours, so they do translate for, you know, actual
to grave
consumers of the game.
blasphemy against Kefali. In the names of Talantin and Kefali, the accused must be allowed to hear the people's voice prior to the execution, for a chance at a reduced sentence and possible pardon.
Professor.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what he wanted. He's not afraid of death. It's not gonna happen. We've only unlocked like 2 of his 5 story cards in the book. Meta. That's really meta. It's almost 3 in the fucking morning, dude. Alright, fall over, Anaxa. Come on. I just have the text on autoplay right now. I will speed this up.
Decision will you make, Lady Goldweaver?
Enough with the hesitation, Aglaya. This is not like you.
Then, in light of the people's voice, O Talantan on high, may you bring death upon him.
Alright, cutscene time. Never mind. Ooh, come on. Oh, look.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I bore the name of Castris while walking among the mortals. And now, I stand as the demigod of death, the living side of Thanatos. Welcome to my realm, where the west wind ends.
My character arc's finally done! Firefly's gonna be so sad about that.
You're still as energetic as always. Did you know? Every flower here is
Mom, I met you. This game is so cheesy.
These flowers were originally both lifeless and immortal. But in the first rain brought by the River of Souls, they were given new life, flourishing as the bearers of countless souls. And it is my duty as the Master of Death to tend to their well-being and foster their growth in this serene haven. Similar to the structured cycle of life and death in the mortal world, these flowers too shall wither and fade, returning to the earth and then ascending to the sky with mist and tides. Eventually, they will descend to the mortal land as gentle rain. Every soul undergoes the perpetual cycle of reincarnation, albeit in varied forms, until the world meets its end. Yet, sadly, there's no time left for Amphorius to wait for when the flowers bloom again. Now, death is the power at my fingertips. It once led the souls of the deceased here, but I shall open the gate of the Netherworld and return you to the realm of the living. In exchange, please, take the core flame of death with you and complete the flame chase journey. Do not let our work thus far be in vain.
When the anime characters stop yapping. Yeah, this is gonna end when we're done.
Just like the other demigods, I will stay here and embrace my destiny. That being said, it is not easy to guide a lost soul back to the mortal realm. The whispers of death are sweet and alluring. If your determination wavers, you will succumb and be forever ensnared by the
What do you
Netherworld's
mean?
grasp.
I'm too tired for this shit.
Please consider this a one-time exception. I will do everything in my power for the flame chase journey. And for your life, the only life I can save. I am glad to hear that.
None of you are my children, though. What the fuck? March? Oh, it's memories.
I believe in you.
Oh, right. That is the character's creation, technically. We don't know anything from before then. Or not much. Firefly with the rooftop date scene.
Lift your chin up high. Step forward with us toward tomorrow.
That's right. Keep your eyes on the dawn.
Onward. Show me your courage.
Yeah, stop talking. It's a shame that we will never get to walk through here again.
Heroes together.
We will never get to walk this place again, probably. So let's let it sink in for a while. Do I have access? I don't have access to the camera.
Only the
What a
weak
shame.
will be hindered by the far-reaching grasp of calamity. Are you one of them?
No, I'm just reminiscing the beautiful landscape before I leave. And this is what we saw at the end of 2.2, I think. Oh, sorry, 2.1. Fancy, I'm gonna time you out if you keep doing that. I'm too tired for this. I'm not in the mood. Fuck. Bitch. Fuck you. Why are you here? Oh. Alright. Should have seen that one coming. But, of course, Acheron is here. Or maybe not. We'll see. But I was kind of jump scared. Wake up.
All of this is proof that you once lived.
Oh. Quote
Your
unquote mem.
soul, your memories, the years you've journeyed through, and the path they revealed, leading you back home. So, continue onward. Do not stop moving forward, and do not let
Wakey,
our
wakey, sleepyhead, it's time to play.
sacrifice and the support of all who have stood by you.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Sorry, that was uncalled for. 3 a.m. and the brain rot's still going strong. Trust, I'm not half falling asleep.
Take my hand. Let's go home.
Could tell you. I'm scared. Ah, too bad.
At last. I knew you could do it.
My phone is ahead of the
Your soul
TV.
is still perfectly whole. As if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together.
Main character syndrome, baby, and not the interstellar bomb in my chest. The thing that's making me glow gold.
Is it Ornyx's final blessing? Or is it a miracle of your own? It's truly incredible. Such a strange surge of familiarity.
There's the OST again.
So hard to
I love this
describe.
track. I'm gonna chill here later.
Once again fulfilling its own design. Or perhaps it is the loss from beyond the sky, so familiar to you, that intertwined our fates long ago. It seems that this is the riddle which cannot be solved anytime soon. The sensation of becoming a demigod is truly wondrous. It's as if the river of souls is winding its
Fizzy,
way through the
please
depths
stop.
of my spirit,
No, I'm too tired for this.
transforming with each breath into a fine rain that
Okay.
nourishes the world. Do you recall that prophecy? At the end of the sea of flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation.
Yeah.
I promised you that I would do everything in my power to give it another meaning. Now, as I stand as a demigod, and destiny draws to a close, I can finally end it in a way that is as beautiful as it deserves. The wish
I'm gonna
I
miss Castro.
but could never grasp is now within reach. In this brand new world, every blooming life will lift its arms in celebration and recount the profound meaning of this very instant.
This art is indeed awesome, Sauce.
Every touch, every embrace
It's just
and
like
share.
one of the main reasons I've like actually gotten into this game and I actually play it consistently. It's just like the art direction is just so good. Even if sometimes the character animations in world during the story are a little lacking, the story and art is just it's an experience. You missed the gambling earlier, I won.
With an intense warmth, sowing love far and wide throughout the land. The other shore is very cold. May I borrow your warmth one last time? Thank you for fulfilling this wish of mine.
Based.
The place I'll be going to is what humans call the Land of Sorrows.
Hug but no death.
But
Yeah, it
with
looks
this
like it.
heartbeat and the residual heat of this embrace, I shall turn the nether realm into a gentle place of rest.
That was...
This embrace may be brief, but it's the proof that I once lived. Farewell.
That was kind of good.
May we reunite in the new world.
That soundtrack in the background is too good.
That grand and absurd performance was what you've been seeking your whole life?
I gave up everything in search of truth, and it culminated in this very moment. You, on the other hand, performed as I expected. You did not hesitate when you saw the chance to attain power. It's as if you...
Crave power, like a fly craves rot.
Those are your words, not mine.
But what you said at the end, did you already know what I had planned for Finan?
I may have lost an eye, but my vision is clearer than anyone else. You've nearly exhausted your humanity. You're no different.
No, everyone when they die gets crushed by a comically large, like gets bonked by a comically large hammer.
I've long since burned to ash over the past 1,000 years.
Only he is capable of unleashing a raging fire that rivals our final great enemy, Aquila.
So, this is our last chance. How about we let go of the bad blood between us?
Cersei's.
May I resonate with your core flame, Aglaya?
Guys, it's the ship that people have been doing, the Aglaya and Anaxa ship, because they were really hating, but their titans were really loving, and it's.
Please do.
That's impossible. To persist with your soul thinned to such an extent.
No, don't. I don't fit in the box.
Just as you fight to lug your corpse onward to complete your unfinished goals, I have my own reasons for doing this. Until Finan grows into his position as the prophesied leader, I must continue to lead everyone on the Flame Chase journey. I must keep inching forward, even if only as an
No, do
empty
not.
ship.
I've long predicted this was the case.
The only ship I see for HSR is Ratio and eventually getting way too freaky. That's not the only ship, but I know it's a popular one. Acheron Black Swan is also a popular one, but that's mostly because they actually canonically go out dancing, and Black Swan tries to rizz up Acheron to peek into her mind and memories because Acheron radiates power. Does Nicanor get any ships? A warship? Does that count?
How ironic. We would have avoided so many misunderstandings if you and I had just spoken this candidly before.
Are they really like making up the beef?
Ideological differences. There is one.
As you said, Black Swan and Acheron. Firefly TB.
Yes. He was born to be a hero.
Nope.
He understands the hearts of
Crazy
people,
stop.
and
Argentine Boot Hills, what I've seen? I think so,
he's
yes.
a far better leader than you. Only he is capable of fulfilling your mission. Sadly, he is a man cursed by Nestia. But by my estimates,
Oh, he was in love with Cyrene.
sense of style should not impede Aranova.
Congratulations are in order. We found common ground at the very end of our destined paths.
When you put it that way, it makes me want to take back what I said.
Aglaya, we're back. Come welcome our great hero reborn from the ashes.
I hope he didn't hear your earlier assessment.
It wouldn't be the first time I criticized him. A man should be aware of his own shortcomings.
Core Flame of Death. Shall we?
I'm glad,
We're almost done.
but I don't see Castris among your number.
She was Thanatos all along. Or one half of
It looks
Thanatos.
like she not only helped me prove my theory, but helped you fulfill your mission as well.
I agree.
She might not have been able to change her fate.
Put the flame in the
She still
chalice.
was the final
The
breath
giant
of her
bucket, yeah.
Trinan, please recite the prophecy for us. Trailblazer, please surrender that scalding cool flame for us as well. You are the only life she ever saved by her own hand in her 1,000 years on this earth. I believe no one is more qualified for this noble task.
We're almost done, chaps. I'd learned to write with my right hand. Like, hello? I'm left-handed for writing.
We bring you a soul.
Like, even with archery, I use my right hand. It's almost like I'm ambidextrous at this point.
Thanatos remembered their name from the past. From daylight they came, and to their fragrant dwelling they return, to walk now among your ranks. And there was one who joined hands with the
Not truly ambidextrous. I cannot
risen
write
from
with
the
my
dead
right hand for shit, but
born among mortal kind.
most of the things I can do with the left, I can do with the right. Actually, more than with the right. Properly drawing a bow, for example, is all with the right. Throwing is with the left. Moving around the mouse is with the right. All sorts of stuff.
Of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. Step forward, trailblazer from beyond the sky, and together with us, surrender the core flame and carve their star into the sky.
Three more to go.
A constellation for death.
For life and death, to be more precise.
Look, it's...
No, it's only a divine echo. I think she's here for the trial.
We collecting two now. Titan's murmurs, yeah.
What did she say?
That's the language of the Titans. Castorus... No. The Titan. They said... I have illuminated the cold shadow of death.
Onwards. For your path to the future is bright and its flame eternal.
Now she's become Titan Hug of Death. I'm genuinely going to miss Castorus.
She made quite a scene. I suppose it's my turn now.
I won't stop you.
Professor, you...
What's with that look? You were present. So, let's get this execution over with. We wouldn't want to bring shame to Akima's divine laws or keep me from creating a new world.
You never change, do you, Professor?
Chop his head off.
I don't understand. If your theory is correct, you'll lose all memories of your past life once you become a Titan. So what's the point of becoming a god?
Of course there's a point. Even if I forget who I am, I'll still have my brilliant mind. It goes without saying, I'll find a way to retrieve memories of my past life. Besides, I still have you, don't I?
I still don't really understand what you said during the assembly. Even if it were true, things reforged from memory could never be the same as the original anyway.
Then allow
Should
me
probably
to
turn the
tell you
lights
right
off.
now that you're wrong.
Let me do that.
What exactly are we? My answer is that the Chrysos heirs are the future Titans and vice versa. Of course, this answer only applies to us. So, what are we when it comes to regular mortals? The very essence of the world, our souls, are tiny invisible seeds that hold records of each person's memories of the world. And we are the buds that sprout from these seeds to grow into great trees.
Is that what New Sporism means?
Correct. Once our physical bodies are born,
Earth
we become
trees.
new extensions.
Earth tree, a fungus.
From there, we plant our seeds into someone's memories, and then scatter them into the hearts of countless people in the future. Just as seeds are affected by their environment, so too will our appearances differ across memories. But the partial memories we carry will always be the same, because that is just how the world is. To destroy our very existence, one must destroy the world itself. But we have someone who will still live on with his perfect memory. That person is you, child of Kefali. This is what it means to be the world-bearing Titan. So, carry everything of this world and live on. Don't disappoint those most precious to you. Don't disappoint Lady Goldweaver. And especially, don't bring dishonor to my theory.
Anaxa, I swear to you, I'll lead everyone to our reunion in the new world.
Good. That is all I have to say. Farewell, everyone. May we meet again in the next life.
Farewell, great performer. May Circe's safeguard.
Now off with his head.
Are you satisfied, Honorable Titan?
Very. I hereby swear I have borne witness. Anaxagoras of the New Sporists and the Grove of Epiphany has successfully overcome the trial of reason. Thus, I shall confer upon you these words. You shall transcend the peaks of purity and return to corruption and hardship.
Oh, so that's a god's prophecy. It sounds like you just rephrased my past, present, and future.
I still refuse to believe that a line like this wasn't designed by some grander creator before, because we earlier on the stream we were like looking at the corruption, right? I was like, this is probably a simulation. If Amphorius happens to be a simulation, then these prophecies are probably conjured up by the person who initiated it, and it's something that's passed along each iteration. Because with inductive reasoning, if Anaxa's theorem holds that the Titans will be overtaken by future Chrysos heirs. Sorry, the Chrysos heirs of the current time will become the Titans of the future. I don't know. It's too late for me to form a proper inductive hypothesis, but the TLDR is induction bases itself either on an upper or a lower limit of your scope. And then applies, well, inductive reasoning. What Anaxa's doing with proving that this current cycle and the previous cycle have a link is inductive reasoning. It's the step case of inductive reasoning, but the base case is yet to be proven, which means there has to be a lower bound somewhere, but it's just not shown yet. We'll probably get that around 2.5. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. That's my approximation. Couldn't tell what terms were and which were in same mathematical concept, but that was awesome nonetheless. Okay, so earlier in the story, Anaxa claimed that the Titans, the current Titans, would have been Chrysos heirs, and the current Chrysos heirs would become Titans. How you can base this is the current Titans were once Chrysos heirs. If you apply mathematical induction onto this, that means that you can expand to a new iteration of this cycle by basing it off of the previous Chrysos heirs and proving that they have in fact become Titans, which is what Anaxa has done. The one part of his proof that I'm missing is the base case. Inductive reasoning can only be applied when there is some form of induction, but there has to be an upper or lower limit to it. For example, let's say you want to proclaim that all number larger than 0 have a number that is smaller than it. And then we only talk about natural numbers, so non-negative numbers. Then of course, you start with the number 1. You know that there is a number 0 that is smaller than 1, assuming that 0 is a natural number. And then you proclaim for any number larger than 2 that because there is, like, if you manage to break it down that there's a number smaller than the number you're currently working with, you know from the inductive hypothesis proof that you have that that number before your current working number has a number that's smaller than it. And therefore, we have a number that's smaller than it, and we've proven the induction hypothesis. And that's basically... it's a very simple example. But you need a basis to step off of. It's a base case and a step case. Sometimes you have multiple base cases in case you need multiple direct steps to step off of. But there's a base case missing here. There is an origin point missing. There is like a loop in place, but there is no origin. I don't agree with it, and we're gonna get this later because this is a hole that's left in here. And it's probably on purpose, because these prophecies have to come from somewhere. Assuming that Anaxa is going to turn into the next Titan of Reason, then the induction hypothesis holds, and we can correctly assert that Calypso turned into the Titan of Reason and got this prophecy from the Titan of Reason before that. We cannot say anything about the amount of cycles before this, but knowing the inductive reasoning scales linearly, I assume, then I think we can claim that there is a start to this. There has to be a start to this, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. If it loops back on itself, then that loop still has to come from somewhere. Assume there's only 4 cycles, and they permute from the end back to the start, then that means that there's still something that has to have defined the permutation, or else the permutation cannot exist.
Oh, Circes. Is that all you've got?
Well, you've already transcended the peaks of purity, and you were never the type to give me any leeway.
That is true.
But I do still have one question.
I knew it. What is it? Maybe we're thinking of the same thing.
As you've so boldly stated, we and the world itself live on through the memories.
Remembrance, one of the 3 paths involved in this world. The remembrance, I assume the erudition.
The very first new spore sprout from.
Holy fuck. Guys, that's it. They're cooking. Circes is cooking. This is exactly the inductive reasoning I was talking about. So they're saying something about like where do memories come from? What's the origin of all this? Maybe it's not exactly the same thing, but I think I'm close.
How should I know?
Oh my.
But since we are both equally curious, we should allow the children of humanity who come after us to investigate in our stead.
Rejoice, Xerxes. I sow the seeds of suspicion in the new world with your soul! And now, the objective is complete. That is all.
Oh, there he goes.
Thankfully, she's still alive.
And there's March.
Was March 7th also in this condition when she was first rescued by the Express?
Oh yeah, missing voice actor, unfortunately.
But she still woke up naturally. Looking on the bright side, that might happen this time as well. I do not have conclusive evidence, but judging by her current condition, perhaps March 7th's memories have been hijacked.
Oh dear.
Think about it, Miss Himiko. What will happen when someone loses their ability to remember?
Who are you people? This is the conductor of the Astral Express. The Astral Express is the vehicle that the Path of the Trailblaze, also known as the Exploration, uses, or one of the means they use to explore. She is one of the people to take you in at the start of the game. The girl frozen on the bed is one of your companions, one of the first people you see after you wake up as a newly created character. And this character right here is one of the Remembrance Memo Keepers who's traveling along with us for an undefined period of time.
Unfortunately, short-term memory is an entirely different concept from the inability to remember. Perhaps it is difficult for you to imagine, but an individual who has lost their ability to remember turns into nothingness. The belief of the Garden is that everything in this universe can be interpreted through memories. This is the driving force behind the continuance of this path. The past is made up of memoria, while the future is a possibility that will eventually be converted to memoria. But the present, it doesn't really exist, and it's only an abstract expression. Therefore, when a person is affected by the path and loses their ability to remember, their physical form will also be affected. These ice crystals are a manifestation of that. Is Miss Himiko suspicious of me?
Of course.
In other words, Now is the time for me to prove my innocence.
Yeah, she's always been a bit
That's not
shady.
a problem, of course. The true reason behind my intentions is that Amphorius holds special significance. For some memo keepers of the garden with extremist views, it is a perfect example.
It's a perfect example of the
Worlds that can only
finality.
be seen through the garden's mirror means that memo keepers have the right to keep the world in their private collection. If those Pathstriders of Remembrance were to uncover the secrets of Amphorius first, they might unleash their wild ambitions and remodel more worlds into a similar form. I chose to remain quiet before, because I did not want to involve you in the garden's internal conflicts. You can be even bolder with your guesses. The people that I'm talking about, they aren't just individuals. They are an organization that has already attached itself to the pinky finger of Fu Li.
Oh, damn. That's the god of memories.
I cannot be certain, but at the very least, they are capable of doing so. I am deeply sorry about what has happened to March 7th. But the deal that I propose still remains a fair one. Amphorius is still an excellent destination, and investigating further might allow us to uncover the truth behind the accident. Miss Himiko, the wisest choice right now is for us to
Quick, but
continue
for now this cutscene
cooperating.
shows no signs of ending. I don't blame you. Hold on. What's going on?
Let me take back a part of what I said just now, Miss Himiko. Although we indeed struck a deal, it seems like I have involved you in some unforeseen danger. Please accept.
Studying tomorrow. Yeah,
Apologies.
I will. Thank you. Good night, Gollum.
It's Fu Li. Their gaze has just swept across Amphorius.
Oh.
Oh, how interesting. I never expected a mere memo snatcher to be actually hiding so much inside her head.
Hurt us cooking?
What's even more interesting is that the word Amphorius has appeared in her subconscious.
This lady seems to be having fun. Is she usually like this?
It's hard to explain.
What are you two whispering about? Has it not occurred to you that I can hear everything clearly?
That contradicts your
Please
previous
pardon
statement.
me, Madam Herta. Would you mind sharing with
Whatever.
us what you've discovered?
Yeah, Sunday joined them.
The ones who need help are the Astral Express. You will have to put up with my methods, even if they are rather unconventional.
She's such a fun character to play
By
around with.
using the fourth mirror, I rummaged through the brain of this memo snatcher and learned a good deal. Not only does this person know of Amphorius, but there are also many memo keepers who are interested in the place. I searched through her consciousness and found the following terms: the Eternal Land, the Rejected Land,
Third
and
of.
the private collection of the Garden of Recollection.
It seems like Miss Black Swan is indeed hiding some things from us.
Since I'm not able to find any useful clues from the outside, why don't I personally visit this mysterious Amphorius?
One day, Acta. One day.
planning to head to Amphorius yourself?
Yes, but not in the flesh like you all foolishly did.
Robot
See these
moment.
herded mirrors? With them, I can project my data spirit entity to any corner of the cosmos through spatial warp.
Man, this girl.
Leave my room.
Nerd emoji, nerd
But
emoji.
of course, these corners of the cosmos must be within the coverage zone of inter-astral peace communications. After all, this is collaborative technology.
I see. You do seem like the more indoor type.
Although that star zone is not within the network of the IPC, the Express itself can serve as a signal station. Come, give me the astral chart coordinates.
That's a real bad idea.
Then, sit back and enjoy the show.
Uh-oh.
Alright, now that everything is ready, mirrors, get to work. First mirror,
Let's see what's going on.
input the coordinates.
As you command, the preparations are complete.
Second
Wacky mirror.
Prepare for the thought refraction. There's still some distance. This time, raise the power to the maximum. Okay.
Can I just leave? I can.
Third mirror, you're in charge of generating.
What kind of...
Good question. Forget it. Just use my own appearance.
As you wish.
Fourth mirror, you'll be. It seems like I have nothing for you.
Ah, standing by again. Next time, can you count off of Warren's death?
Preparation of the data
Come on,
spirit
cooking
entity
time.
complete. Thought refraction at max power. Excellent.
Have a safe trip.
May your journey yield good results.
Coordinates input complete. Preparing spatial warp countdown. Warp activate.
Let's see.
Oh, so that's Amphorius? Its appearance is, well, sure is unique. Second mirror, prepare for thought refraction. It's time to send me in.
Alright, please read the safety code.
Can't you hurry up?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, let it cook.
I didn't expect it to be so turbulent. What a magnificent sight. Is this the entrance to Amphorius? Let's see.
Why is the Flame Reaver standing there?
What's this? A statue? It's ugly. I don't like it. Oh, I finally found your traces. How esteemed must you be for the great Herda to come out personally?
I'm not a slave. Pay me, bitch.
What's this? How creepy. Oh, it moves? Who are you trying to scare? It's either a projection or a fake. There doesn't seem to be much to take note of.
My deepest apologies, esteemed lady. I'm afraid that you cannot proceed further.
Who's there?
Oh, this is so good.
Your visit, although not part of my calculations, is a pleasant surprise. It's a pity that the preparations are not yet in place to receive you with the hospitality that someone of your status deserves.
Are you not going to answer my question? Who are you?
I have many identities, and I'm going to have even more in the future. But if you just need a form of address, you can use my card name.
Well, they're almost done, hopefully.
Lycurgus. Lygus.
All right, Lygus. But you can't possibly think that I'm just asking for a name, can you?
Regrettably, I do not have the authority to share more information. However, standards are always flexible. While not violating the ultimate agreement, I'm able to disclose this piece of information. As you thought, this is the entrance to Amphorius. Now, please, kindly turn back. Amphorius is not a world that you should be involved with, regardless of what kind of magnificent achievements you have accomplished. This place will not open its doors so easily.
You seem to understand me very well. Then you should know that I have no reason to listen to you.
God damn it, she's cocky.
Your reaction is completely within my calculations. Despite my long years as a watcher, it seems like my assessment of human nature still remains accurate. From you, I'm able to sense a beautiful desire for knowledge. But my answer remains unchanged. Madam, it is with the utmost goodwill that I suggest you return to where you came from.
Let's assume for a second that I'm not so well-mannered, and that I insist on uncovering the secrets hidden behind you, Mr. Lygus. How do you plan to dispel this notion of mine?
Within the scope of the ultimate agreement, there are 178,244 logic chains at my disposal to convince you. After filtering through them, I have determined that I only require 3 to attain the results that I desire.
Oh? I'm all ears.
First, for reasons that cannot be disclosed,